Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome back to Cartoon Investigation, your #1 destination for uncovering the sinister secrets hiding beneath your favorite animated shows. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of Craig of the Creek, and what I've discovered will send chills down your spine. Buckle up, because this is about to get dark. The facade crumbles. Craig of the Creek, a cheerful Cartoon Network show about kids playing in the woods, right? Wrong, dead wrong. What we're actually witnessing is something far more disturbing. A carefully constructed illusion masking a horrifying reality. I spent months analyzing every episode frame by frame, connecting the dots that the creators never wanted us to connect. The evidence is overwhelming. Let's start with the creek itself. Have you ever wondered why this supposedly ordinary suburban creek contains such bizarrely diverse environments? A junkyard, a massive sewer system, elaborate tree houses, forgotten ruins, and even a mall-like trading post, all within walking distance of each other? Sense geographical impossibility isn't a real physical location at all. And then there's the kids themselves. Notice how each tribe of Creek kids seems almost caricatured in their behaviors. The trading tree merchants who are obsessed with commerce, the horse girls who never break character, the sewer kids who have developed their own language and culture. These aren't just quirky character traits, they're symptoms of severe psychological conditioning. The coma theory deepens. The most chilling explanation is the one I've been tracking the longest. Craig Williams is actually in a deep coma, and everything we're watching is the desperate creation of his subconscious mind as it fights to maintain function while his body lies immobile in a hospital bed. The evidence is hidden in plain sight. Consider Craig's obsession with mapping the creek, his mind literally trying to make sense of its own neural pathways. Or how about Craig's backpack that somehow contains exactly what he needs in any situation? Classic dream logic, but it goes deeper. Pay close attention to the background here and disappear randomly. Many of them appear. Others remain completely static, like NPCs in a video game when not directly interacted with. These aren't animation shortcuts. They're manifestations of Craig's deteriorating mental state. Remember the episode where Craig gets lost in the deep creek? The entire environment becomes increasingly surreal and threatening the further he ventures. This isn't just an adventure, it's Craig's mind confronting the darker, damaged portions of his subconscious he's been avoiding. The most damning piece of evidence comes from the episode Lost in the Sewers. Listen carefully to the background noise when Craig is alone. You can faintly hear rhythmic beeping that sounds eerily similar to hospital monitoring equipment. This isn't coincidence. It's Craig's actual surroundings bleeding through into his coma dream. The collective trauma theory. Perhaps the most heartbreaking theory is this. What if the creek and all its inhabitants are elaborate coping mechanisms created by Craig's mind to process a massive hints throughout the series of a disaster that affected the entire town? References to before the creek are always vague and quickly dismissed. Parents seem oddly permissive about their children spending endless unsupervised hours in the woods. And most tellingly, there's an abandoned area of the creek that everyone avoids called the unknown. Classic symbolism for repressed traumatic memories. What if there was a terrible accident, perhaps at the local school or community center, that claimed the lives of many children? Craig, as a survivor with severe PTSD, created the creek as a place where all his lost friends could still exist and play together. This would explain the strange mix of children from different age groups and backgrounds who would normally never interact. The most gut-wrenching evidence for this theory comes from analyzing which Creek kids have the most developed home lives shown on screen. The pattern is clear. The more we see of a character's life outside the creek, the more likely they are to be alive in reality. Characters who only ever appear in the creek and never mention their families, those may be the actual victims Craig is keeping alive in his fantasy world. The liminal space theory. There's another possibility even more existentially terrifying. What if the creek exists in a liminal space, a realm between life and death where these children's souls are trapped? Notice how many references there are to the creek existing forever and being timeless. Sparkwell. The kids frequently mention feeling like the creek is more real than their homes. Some kids, like the sewer kids, seem to have no home life at all, as if they've been in the creek for so long they've forgotten their previous existence. The episode The End Was Here features ancient warnings and prophecies about the creek's destruction. What if these aren't just mysterious storytelling elements, but actual metaphysical warnings about the nature of this in-between realm? Consider the character of the hermit, an adult who supposedly never left the creek. What if he represents someone who died and whose soul became permanently trapped in this limbo? cryptic warnings and strange knowledge of the Creek's secrets suggest he understands the true nature of their reality. Most chilling is the Doorway to Elsewhere episode, where Craig discovers a portal that allegedly leads to other worlds. What if this isn't fantasy but the literal truth? A gateway out of this purgatory that the children are unable to use because they haven't accepted their own deaths. Conclusion: nothing is as it seems. So what is the ultimate truth behind Craig of the Creek? Is Craig in a coma fighting to wake up? Are the Creek kids unwilling participants in a government experiment? Are they lost souls in a liminal realm between life and death? Is the entire show a cry for help from creators trying to expose a real-world conspiracy? Perhaps the most terrifying possibility is that all of these theories contain elements of the truth. The layers of deception run so deep that we may never know exactly what the Creek really is, but one thing is certain: nothing about this show is as innocent as it appears. The next time you watch Craig of the Creek, look beyond the colorful animation and cheerful adventures. Pay attention to the background details, the subtle inconsistencies, the moments when reality seems to briefly falter. You'll start to see it too. The darkness lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. What other secrets is this seemingly innocent cartoon hiding? What have you noticed that might support these theories? Share your findings in the comments below. And if you're brave enough to venture deeper into the twisted realities of your favorite shows, make sure to smash that subscribe button on Cartoon Investigation. The truth is out there, and we're just getting started. Remember, once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. Sweet dreams, investigators.